If you want to hear how I'm doing on my rolling project pan, then stick around. Okay, here it is, my end of the month of January update on my rolling project pan. I have quite a few changes coming to this coming month, and I can't wait to show you my progress. I'm going to go, as I usually do, from least progress to most progress and empties. And so let's just roll through because I actually have quite a few products to talk about. First off, let's talk about products where it's impossible to see the progress or there's barely any progress. One of them is the Tarte Insight Blush. I was using a number of blushes from Becca and Hourglass this past month, so this one got quite a bit neglected because I was working on a few projects, but I still like it. I used it a handful of times, but not enough to show any progress. One that I did not use at all is this famous AQUA XL. I say famous because every month I don't have any progress, but again, I think it would get lost in my collection and I have it at least in front of me to use it at some point, and I can explain a little bit later why I have not had any use on this, because to me it would be a base. Next up, I have this product that will never die, which is the Dr. Brandt No More Bags. Oh, sorry, not No More Bags, No More Baggage. Here is where I am at. So I used about half of what's left, but I still have another month of this stuff. It's unbelievable, although it's drying quite a bit, and I don't think it's working quite the same way. So I'm happy that this is going to be the last month that I use this. And I can guarantee you, based on visually what I used last month to this coming month, this will be done by the next update. It's meant for under eye to reduce the puffiness and also do a little bit of color correcting, because you saw it's kind of a peachy orangey color. So that's what the product is for. I'm just going to mention this one. This one I decluttered last month, but I realized I did not take it out of the weight picture, I don't think, so I'm just mentioning it. I put it again in the scale picture, and then you'll see it in the new month's picture that it is not there anymore. So I just wanted to mention why that lipstick is still sticking around. If you're curious, it was the Glossy lip paints Tarte in Golds. Next up, I have two more lip products. I am very happy to mention that this WCW I used quite a bit this month. Now, it's really hard to see any sort of progress in these little guys, but I can tell you that I used it many times, and I've become quite partial to it. It's very comfortable, lots of color payoff, and it's not as messy as I thought it was. So that's why I was focusing on the one called Goals, because it's very sheer, but this is not bad at all. It stays put. It's nicer than I remembered it, so I ended up wearing it quite a bit, and you can see how it would be flattering. It would even be flattering with this look. But I am using FOMO today, and it's a lot darker than what appears in the tube. This one is one that dries down and stays put, whereas this one stays glossy. So still working on these two, and not mad at them. They're fine. One final lip product, I am using this one, and I'm very happy to say it's almost ready to fold over one more time. That's kind of how I measure my progress. And I like it. It's very comfortable, and I think that now that I'm done with a gloss that was in my Roulette Pan collab, which is the Oh My Gloss by Rimmel, this one's going to get a whole lot more use. So very much looking forward to using this up. It is my oldest gloss in my collection, and I like it, but it really should make its way out before other products. I have made a slight bit of progress on the Advanced Radiance powder from CoverGirl. It's in 105, and here's the deal though. I stopped progressing here, which would have been very much, it would have been a lot easier to see progress if I had kept going toward the edge, but I was worried about the integrity of the powder, and so I ended up focusing down here where there's a lot thicker product. And so you can't really see progress unless, maybe if I show it a little bit this way, but I would have had to show it that way last month. Just trust me, I use it every day to set my under eye, and yeah, I'm using it. What can I say? I think that's why I like scale weight so much, because it's irrefutable whether or not I've used my product. So we'll continue to use this one. It's not my favorite powder. I am going to use it until it's done, but I would not repurchase. I know I say that every single time I do this video, but it's true, I would not repurchase. I am also working through the Revlon Photo Ready BB Cream, and I'm doing another fold now, so it's going down quite a bit. I'm very happy about that, and I am happy that I'm using it because it is starting to separate, and so it's really time to finish this puppy up. And I just make sure that I'm squeezing the tube and trying to remix before I apply so that it applies properly. I use it every time I do use any sort of coverage beyond powder on my skin. I'm wearing it today, and I have been mixing it with as well the Sephora CC cream in matte bronze to give me a little bit of color, and I like it. I like the combination. I am also using a lot of the Joe Fresh. So let's just get the next line here. So here is where I was, and now if you see down here where I am now, there's a significant difference. So let's see here. I'm going to make another line so we can see it right away. Okay, don't know how accurate this is going to be, but I've put another line now down here. So that's where I am at. I'm going to put third underneath that line so that I can remember which side I am measuring from. So there we go. I've got the third line down here. And I suspect that I will be done with this by the next update because of the progress I've been making. You'll see that there's not very much left in here. So, and I use it every day, pretty much. It is my go-to, and actually I used it less this past month because I was testing out Becca and Hourglass powders as well as Guerlain powder. So it was not a powder I was using every day, which means I will most definitely be done next month. So really happy about that. A couple of declutters. I need to move this one out of my project. It is super dry, and it tugs at my skin. I don't like it anymore. It's just something's gone wrong with it, and it just needs to go. So it is going to just go. It's really dry, and I can't put it in my waterline anymore. It just won't adhere to it. And when I went and used my Perversion black liner from Urban Decay and it just glided on and was perfect, I thought, why am I tugging at my eye with this? It's got to go. And there's about this much left, and that's too bad. But I'm just not going to force myself to use it. This one I'm super excited about. So it is completely gone. Don't know if you can see all the way through, but I dug every little bit of this highlighter cream out of this tube. The other side has been done for a long time, and I was using this to set as eye primer and then using powder to set it, and it worked really well and it lasted so long. And I got the idea because I was using a Laura Mercier caviar stick in a similar way, and so using it all over my lid as primer and then like I said, setting it. It was a perfectly fine use. I'm just happy to get rid of this whole big thing that was hanging around for months for just essentially an eraser head of product. So super happy to have it out of my collection. Now, I have had a number of products leaving this rolling project pan for a while, and I'm ready to add some back in. And the biggest category of product that I'm putting back in is brow products. Let's start with a tragedy, and I will have a picture of all of these. I am not going to open this up. It broke on me when I don't like these micro brow pencils to show progress because they can break so easily. They're so fine. And so I am not going to roll this up ever during this project. As a matter of fact, it broke right at the base when it was fully extended. And so at one point it's going to break on me again, fall out basically, and I'm never doing that again. Just trust me, it is a full product. You'll see the picture, and we're just going to go by weight on this. It is a micro brow that I have had for a while, and I want to make sure that I used it once or twice. And I have a bunch of brow pencils, and this is the one I like the least. So I want to work through it because I just know that if I focus on the other ones, I will never give this one the attention that it deserves, and it will just get drier and be harder to use. And it's not a bad pencil, it's just that out of all the brow products I have tried, this is my least favorite, so I want to use it up. Keeping on with brow products, I have a couple of Joe Fresh pencils and waxes to show you. I have this pencil from Joe Fresh. This is what it looks like. And this one is lighter in color than the micro brow. So I feel like I can use them to do a little bit of a different color variation. And these two colors match the two colors that were in my Quo brow kit. That is a powder, so there was kind of a fawn color and a dark brown. So I've got my dark, well, taupe and kind of medium brown together. It's called ash, but this is more like medium brown. So I think these two will go well together. What's this called? It is taupe, I think. Yeah, taupe from the micro brow from NYX. So those are the two pencils I'll be using. I will also be using up, and I have rolled it all the way up. I will show you in the picture, but I just want to show you right now. This is a wax, so a brow wax. So I'll be using that along with the two pencils. And when I need something a little bit darker, I'm going to be putting a little pencil brush into this, which is a Rita Hazen. This is what I use. This is the stick that I use to deal with my roots between colorings. And as you can tell, I can't use this for my roots anymore, but there's a lot of good product in here. And so I'm going to use a pencil to go in there and use it in my brow as well when I want a darker brow. So this is in dark brown black, I think. And to do the outer half of my brow would work well. So that plus the NYX pencil I think will work quite nicely. And again, I'll just mix and match depending on the color of brow that I want in a given day. But this, unless it's in a project pen, I will never use this. Like I said, lots of brow stuff. Another one that is a new addition is this dip brow. So these are a set of samples of the Anastasia dip brow that I've just depotted into this little container from Sephora. And I want to have a dip brow option when I want really bold, waterproof, stay all day brows. And so especially for the tail end, that's the side that tends to wear away, that I have a bunch of different colors in here that I can do pretty much any intensity or color of brow. So I'm looking forward to using that as well. And finally, last but not least, I have an Urban Decay primer potion that I have depotted. This is what is left. And I just want to make a point of using it before I go and use anything else that I have more product of. And so just like the NYX highlighter that I used as a base, I'm going to use this obvious eye primer, Urban Decay primer potion. I'll just use it because it was in a tiny, tiny tube and kept going to the bottom of my tray where I have all my brow and eye primers. And I just thought if it's in this project, I will see it and use it every day and make sure that it gets finished and out of my collection. So here we go. 3 products out. This one was out last month but didn't make it out of the scale picture. And 6 products in. Very happy with my selections, and I look forward to reporting back next month. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it very much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.